Once more, this is a PNTLIVE.net video podcast, and I am your host, Alex Mayers. Now, between last night and today, I received, I won't say a lot of notes, but a few notes from some people who I think do deserve a response from me in regards to a few things that I have been covering over the past couple of days, mainly just some historical points that I've brought to attention in regards to the current president of the Porn Industries Union, which is called the APAG Union, the Adult Performers Actors Guild Union. Apparently, a lot of people did not know the extent of her history of being inappropriate with minors when it comes to sexual themes. I thought it was common knowledge, really, considering how the mainstream media reported, and even MTV did a show about what I illustrated and just some points that I made. But it's interesting that a lot of people just really are claiming that they did not know. So I think what happens sometimes in the adult entertainment industry, some people call it porn industry amnesia, but I just call it porn industry blindness and unwillingness to utilize the wonderful tools that men like Steve Jobs gave us to be able to look a little bit deeper than what's beyond the surface. So, I'm moving on in 2020 from, reporting so much on adult entertainment industry news. There's a few things that I do foresee happening in 2020 that I most likely will cover, primarily because of the issues overlapping into politics, because y'all know I have politicalnewstime.com. That's a little podcast I'm developing. But so often things pertaining to the adult entertainment industry do intertwine with politics. So in a way, it's kind of a cool thing that I have the knowledge base when it comes to the history of the adult entertainment industry that I do, because it's of great assistance, to me at least, when it comes to identifying certain patterns of behavior within groups of people as I merge more into being a political commentator. So that's just something I wanted to talk about. But some of you who contacted me, I'm not going to say your names or anything. Don't worry about that. But some of you, I guess, your common concern was, okay, so all of this, everything that you're explaining basically nullifies the effectiveness and just the genuine purpose of what a union would be for the performers. So how do we shift that power into the hands of individuals who would be better representatives for the performers? I'll share privately with some people a few names that I have in mind and that I think would be wonderful people to approach to be leaders of the union. Part of the reason that I continue to do this podcast when it comes to certain situations in the adult entertainment industry is because officially I only speak for myself. But some of the ideas and thoughts that I embody are ideas and thoughts that people embody who are not as verbal as I am, who aren't as confident as they should be at this particular point in time. I think they will be in the future, but to where it scares the hell out of them to get on webcam in front of some cheesy little background and be like, all right, this should happen, and this should happen, and this should happen. This is feasible. This is feasible. Hey, this would be easy to do. Hey, can't you see this person's a criminal over here? I'm a little unusual because my mind works in a certain way, but I'm capable to an extent of being able to present. Most people who have minds whose minds work along the lines that mine does, they are not able to present. But that doesn't mean that such people shouldn't lead. It just means that people who they should be leading need to open their ears a little wider than what they have had them open to, as of late. I get it. It's the adult entertainment industry. It's not the brightest bunch of people. It's not really the ideal group that you would say, oh, these people really care about themselves. No. For the most part, it's a very selfish group of people, a very uneducated group of people, a very naive group of people. Just quite a few bad qualities in humanity are very prevalent within the adult entertainment industry performer pool. And I know a lot of people don't want me to say that, but it's true. But that doesn't mean that that group of people isn't going to have a few within it who evolve, who wake up, who have to be able to go forth and live a decent life, be able to look in the mirror, be able to live with themselves, and be able to just function. And right now, considering just a lot of the attitudes of the individuals who proclaim that they're leaders of that industry, when I look at that attitude that they're displaying, just the level of bullying, all the stuff saying like, oh, hey, you should just go kill yourself, stuff like that, that's not good. And those people, the only reason that they are leaders in the industry as of current is because they bullied their way there. That's how they did it. So how do you shift that power away? Filing complaints. That's how. That's what we're going to talk about first. Then I want to talk about the individuals who, from my perspective at least, are in actuality in control of that union and why it's such a dangerous thing that they are. There's a website called DOL.gov, departmentoflabor.gov. I'm going to post this particular link over on PNTLIVE.net. And I want people who are concerned about some of the situations that I've discussed over my past few podcasts to take a look at this particular website, information and whatnot. And, spread the information around to anyone else that you may find this particular information of interest. I'm just going to read a little bit of it to you. Office of Labor Management Standards, OLMS. It's how to file a complaint with OLMS. The Office of Labor Management Standards conducts both criminal and civil investigations of alleged violations of the Labor Management Reporting and Disclosure Act and related laws. Criminal investigations. OLMS criminal investigations involve the embezzlement or theft of union funds, property, or assets, record keeping and reporting violations such as false statements, false reports, and destruction of records, The use or threatened use of force or violence to restrain, coerce, or intimidate a member in order to interfere with or prevent the member from exercising their LMRDA rights. And again, LMRDA stands for Labor Management Reporting and Disclosure Act. Extortionate picketing. Picketing on or about an employer's premises for the personal profit of any individual by obtaining money from the employer. Prohibitions against persons convicted of certain felonies holding union offices or employment in certain positions. Unlawful acts relating to trusteeships, loans to officers, and payment of fines. And lastly, union election fraud, where there has been ballot tampering or other illegal acts committed in order to influence the outcome of the election. Criminal investigations are opened based on various sources of information, including complaints. Please contact the OLMS field office closest to you if you want to provide information about a criminal matter. You do not have to tell us your name in order to provide information. However, you should be prepared to provide us with information identifying the union and persons involved and describe the suspected illegal activity. Labor union fraud, such as embezzlement, filing false reports, maintaining false records, destroying or concealing records, and other criminal activity can be reported to any OLMS field office. You may also contact us via email, and then they list their email address and the phone number. So I will link this up to PNTLIVE.net for anyone who wants to read this for themselves. Just really quick, let me give you the rundown in regards to what civil investigations conducted by OLMS relate to. The conduct of union officers' elections, financial audits of union books and records, filing of acceptable reports by unions, union officers, employers, consultants, and others, the imposition and continuance of trusteeships over subordinate unions by parent body, determinations as to whether an organization is a labor organization, obtaining copies of collective bargaining agreements for members, or the right to inspect the agreements. So, again, whoever wants to check this out can check this out. I'll link it up. There's also an interesting read that I'll link up that's, what's this thing titled? It's titled Labor Racketeering, the Mafia, and the Unions. It's just something that's written up by an individual known as James B. Jacobs. But it's quite the read. It's quite the read because when I look at what's going on with the Adult Entertainment Union, the APAG Union, I, as of current, feel that it has been taken over by an organized crime group. That's what I see when I look at its current leadership. That's my perspective. And I have reasons as to why I think that.